All right, everybody, how's it going? We have some big breaking news from around the MLB. I know normally it's like football related topics or like football this, football that. Well, if you're a fan of the Detroit Tigers or just a fan of good ran baseball in general, well, here we go. The Detroit Tigers today announced that they have parted ways with Executive Vice President and General Manager Al Avila, effective immediately. Here's the press release that I plan on reading. If you're a Tigers fan, who I guess, is going to be watching this, you already know how bad Avila's tenure here has been. He took over a team that was kind of full of bloated contracts from Dave Dombrowski, a bunch of older guys, some bloated contracts, and they wanted to retool the team. Well, they lost just about every single trade they made, from JD Martinez to getting rid of Scherzer to trading Verlander to, I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on. There's very rarely been a win in the organization. And the fact that this year we've started out with a lot of the same issues, just not looking good, having a very bad season overall, whether that be due to injuries, bad coaching, bad playing. Al Avila does have a large part in what's going on because the team's offense has been very, very bad for this season, and that's primarily the fault of Al Avila. I've been kind of hesitant to blame him as like the culprit of the state of the team, or I've been kind of hesitant to like assign blame to Al Avila for everything that's going on. But the one thing that's inexcusable is the fact that we have like no offensive bats anywhere in the organization outside of Riley Green and kind of Spencer Torkelson when he could hit. Those are the only two offensive bats that we have anywhere near ready to the MLB in 2-3 years. So like when you look at how well he's done maybe getting pitchers and getting guys that can get here if they can stay healthy anyway. Yeah, we've done a decent job in fixing the pitching staff and having good like MLB ready pitching just about at every corner you can turn to. But the major issue still lies in the fact that like Al Avila ignored one half of the team. He just ignored the offensive side of the ball. And to me, that's the greatest sin. Like if you had a team that was ready next year with offense and it was kind of just had to get through this season, maybe a little different story, but we just don't. We're like 7-8 years into this thing, and the guy literally doesn't have an offense on the field. He has a pitching staff. Everybody got hurt now, and there's no offense still. So you have to look at it like that. Anyway, the Detroit Tigers today announced that they have parted ways with Executive President, VP, and General Manager Al Avila. Once I decided to make a change, I sat down with Al and thanked him for his nearly 22 years of service to our organization. Always thankful for that, said Christopher Ilitch, Detroit Tigers chairman and CEO. Al's loyalty and dedication has served as an example to all during his time as a leader in our baseball operations department. I will oversee the search process for our next baseball operations leader in collaboration with several members of our baseball and business operations executive team. So basically, Chris Ilitch is going to start looking for the new GM and the new operations of baseball leader, basically, because that's kind of what Al Avila's role was. That's kind of the role the GM kind of went. I want to reestablish our momentum and progress towards building a winning team, and I am driven to find a talented executive to help us do that. Hopefully, his name is Theo Epstein. They'll be entering an organization with many foundational elements in place and an exciting path forward. I agree with that. Tigers fans deserve winning teams, and I am highly focused and committed to do whatever, blah, blah, blah. Ilitch will meet with media today at 5:15, so in about an hour. Press conference and interview until a new leader is hired. All Tigers baseball operations will continue operating as they have. Sam Menzen, VP and assistant general manager, will continue as the day-to-day point of contact for the major league team. Avila was named Executive Vice President of Baseball Operations and General Manager by Mike Ilitch on August 4th, 2015, after initially joining the organization in 2002 as assistant GM. So basically, it's just kind of setting up that Al was his record as a GM was miserable. The Al Avila era is over. Tigers are getting rid of GM Al Avila. They've announced they've parted ways. Basically, he was fired. So they let him go. He failed. Again, while I don't think it was the pitching was the issue and fixing up some of the issues with the pitching and those, I don't think that was the problem. Again, I think the major issue in what led to this moment of Al Avila being let go is, again, the lack of success. Because, again, if we're a borderline playoff team, this isn't happening right now. What's happened here is we've seen the fact that the pitching's been good, but then all of like a bunch of players like Grossman, Scope, like 4 or 5 different guys last season all had like career years on the Tigers, and they've all regressed horribly. And then you go to like Baez, he's playing like bad. So when you have like a complete regression of an offense, and everything that you've been building is like this was supposed to be your offense, it really looks bad, because it's like, well, the team is still a couple years away. Holy shit, how are we still rebuilding? Oh my gosh, we don't have any offense. What about what's in the minors? You know how we got hurt with the like pitching, and we were able to constantly just call up new pitchers, new pitcher, and then guys like Joey Wentz would come up and pitch like 4 or 5 innings like 2 or 3 times. That was pretty sweet. That wasn't supposed to be happening for a couple of years. A lot of these guys like Bo Burrows, or not Bo Burrows, but Bo Brisky, sorry. Guys like him coming up. Faedo finally getting the chance to show that he could pitch up here if given the opportunity. Like, we've seen the bullpen develop into something pretty solid. So yeah, we can give Avila his kudos there and how well he's done with that. But again, this offense has been so bad largely because like there's just nothing in the system to like bring up, and like they just, until this last 3 drafts, they've just wildly ignored the hitting. It's like, oh no. And even last year's draft, all they did was draft pitchers in the first 2 rounds. It's like, why didn't you guys draft one singular bat? We could be in a lot better position. We could have a guy to trade. But no, we don't even have really that. It's, So Al had to go. Plus, again, his success. I mean, if this season failed, he was going to get fired anyway. So we can now hope and speculate on who the new Tigers general manager might be. I'm going to be leaning on the Theo Epstein selection. I'm really hoping that Theo Epstein's the guy they wind up going with. Everyone's really excited. Everyone's like really happy. Yeah, again, I'd like to, thanks to Al Avila for everything he's done. He didn't have the easiest job. He had to take over a team with big bloated contracts and get rid of very, very, very popular players. And he didn't do very, like, and again, when you trade for young players and prospects, it doesn't always have to turn out very well. So we sort of lost on a lot of those trades, where other teams are winning on a lot of trades. So, big deal. Al Avila out as the Tigers' new GM. Chris Ilitch will have a press conference at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard to kind of announce what's next, what direction they're going to go in, who might they be looking at potentially. A number of things might be happening. So, thank you to Al Avila. You gave us a good pitching staff in your short time here. Hopefully that pitching staff and some of these young players that you put in the organization are tradable for the next GM. And, that's kind of it. Al Avila is out as Tigers GM after 22 years of total service with the team and being the GM since 2015. He was always kind of going to be like a sacrifice after 7 years of a very bad rebuild. But hey, you never know. All right, so Tigers fans can stop bothering me and stop pestering me about Al Avila and what we're going to do. Is he going to be fired? Fire Al? I don't have to hear that anymore. Now we look forward to the future. Let's enjoy the rest of what's ever left of this miserable season, and hope to God it ends quick. Oh, boy. Man, all these injuries, like 16 different starting pitchers. We haven't yet had a starting when we put together the team in the offseason, that it's that like vision of the offense has not once been on the field at one time together. Isn't that crazy that that's just what this season's been? But all right, thank you guys so much for listening. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. That helps out quite a bit. Leave a comment with your thoughts down below, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. I've been pretty good on those lately. So that's pretty much it. Al Avila out. If you enjoy that news, make sure you leave a like. If you don't like that news, leave a like, because you can duel it out with the people who, I don't know. I'm just saying that for interaction to get it in the algorithm. So, all right, thank you for all the YouTube stuff, and All right, I'll see you guys when I see you next. This is pretty big news, though. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.